we're going to teach you 3 subtle things that women do that repel men and keep you stuck in your masculine energy. So you get the masculine perspective and the feminine perspective. And if you're new here, what's up? I'm Natasha, founder of Adora, former single mom of 4, but now newly engaged, about to get married to my amazing guy.
And I'm Brian, coach, former bachelor, just here to give the healed and masculine perspective.
We want to help you win in the area of dating, marriage, relationships, and life. So if you're interested in learning more about feminine masculine energy in relationships, in dating and marriage, and with your hormones and everything else, then you're going to want to follow for more. Hey ladies and gents, welcome back. So today, ladies, oh my goodness, this is so important. We're going to teach you 3 subtle things that women do that repel men and keep you stuck in your masculine energy.
Yes, we're going to keep it simple, but really point out these areas. Most of them are subtle, and we'll be able to go in depth just explaining these 3 areas. So let's do it.
So you get the masculine perspective and the feminine perspective. And our mission, if you're new here, we are newly engaged. We are moving, so we're sitting in the car. We're moving to our dream location in a week from now. I was a former single mom, 4 kids. We started dating for marriage and we're engaged in 8 months. We're just on this mission to help you guys really, especially the hyper independent women, mamas, like how I was, really heal and attract and keep that healthy masculine energy coming towards you. We want you guys to win in the area of dating for marriage, in the area of marriage. We are so pro marriage, and we're so pro you being happy and healthy, looking good, being rich, and just living your best life.
Just go dive right in.
Yeah. So 3 things. So the first thing, what inspired this is Brian and I were having a conversation, babe, and you said something so powerful this morning. Like, the ladies need to hear this from a man. I know you guys already know, you've heard the scripture, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains blessing from the Lord. I believe that you probably have some idea around the fact that you want to be a wife first. But here's the subtle difference between men and women. The masculine energy and the feminine energy. And if you're not really sure what I'm talking about right now between masculine and feminine energies, go binge watch some of my other content. And this is stuff that I also coach my ladies on in the membership. Women tend to fall in love with a man for his potential, which is not always a good thing, because that's how we can get ourselves stuck in situations where this guy, you know, you see his potential, but he's just really not what you want in a husband. But for men are different. Men are looking for the finished product. They're not looking for your potential. They're looking for a wife. So what were you telling me this morning?
What we as men really look for is a wife, right? We don't look for a potential, someone who's potentially going to be a wife, who's going through her, hot girl summertime, and then she'll be ready in a couple of months. Right.
You mean hot girl summer doesn't post like that?
Oh, we love it. We
love
that.
Men on. Well,
we love the hot girl summers because we know that's not the one, right? So,
did you hear that?
Yes. If we're looking for a wife, we know that's not the one. It makes it real easy. So we really love seeing it. It's like you're letting us know everything, because men, we look for potential in everything but a woman. Like, so if we're talking about sports, we're talking about potential, how good this team can be if they get this player. If we're looking at business, we're talking about how good the business can be if we make these changes.
Interesting.
But when it comes to women and even kids, right, you see the potential in a child.
Right.
But when it comes to a woman, that potential goes out the door, because we're looking, and this is the majority of men, and I've had conversations with different men talking about this. We're looking for a woman who's a wife because she has all the characteristics, right? She carries herself that way. She's not out at the club every night. She's not just putting herself out there as if she's single, right? She's presenting herself as if she's already married. So we come in and understanding that this is who we're getting. This person's not going to change. See, I think men think more logically.
Yes, that's the masculine is the logical part.
We're looking like, as nice looking as they are, this person isn't going to change.
Right.
So if I'm not okay with who she is right now, then I'm not going to spend time investing and trying to get to know her, because at the end of the day, she's going to default back to who she really is. And we'd rather that default be a wife than that default being a good person, right? Because good people still have other things that take their interest, right? They still may want to get some stuff out. They may have had children, gotten divorced, and now it's like, okay, this is my time. I just need some me time. That if you need that type of time for yourself, then men that are looking to get married just continue. They may spend time with you, but they continue on and put you on that list instead of the list of a wife. That's how we as men look at our potential wife. We're not looking for the potential, right? You have to have some qualities. We're not led by potential. Let's say that. We're not led by potential.
So what are some practical things that maybe women don't realize that show men that they are a wife? And you guys also, let me just clarify some things here. We understand that you can go and party, or you can dress a certain way, you can behave a certain way. Sometimes it's not even how you're dressing or behaving, but just your energy, right? It's like super wounded, super triggered, stuff like that. You can do that and you will still, I mean, there'll still be guys coming towards you that, I mean, men are men at the end of the day. Like, they'll sleep with anything. Like, just being real, right? But we're talking about, we want to help you attract a healthy masculine man, a husband, right? You actually want a man that's in his provider, protector energy, a man of character, a man that is looking to take responsibility for you and your offspring. Right? That's a different type of man versus a man that's just giving you attention. And another thing, ladies, I want you to hear me when I say this, please. And I love you so much. Attention does not mean that he wants to wife you. Okay? Attention does not mean he wants to wife you. He could be liking all your photos, watching your stories. He could be texting you, calling you, telling you he loves you, even giving you gifts, flying you around, doing all this stuff. But this man, it has no intention. Maybe even in his mind, he thinks he wants it. Who knows? But that does not mean he is a healthy masculine husband. And that's what we want to help you girls realize, is men are designed, the masculine is designed to respond to our energy. And it's subconscious. Like, most men cannot articulate what we're talking about. And it doesn't mean that they're bad men. It just means that we're just a little bit more aware of this. And so now you can use it to your advantage and realize kind of some of the subtle things that you may be doing or not doing that's subconsciously attracting him or repelling him. And this also has to do, you know, you're dating for marriage and maybe you're even engaged and stuff, but also when you're married, like, this stuff still applies, because as women, we always want our man, that healthy masculine energy, activated and coming towards us. Always starts with the energy we are embodied in first. Okay. So even before him and I really started seriously dating for marriage, I really had to make that decision in myself. I'm ready to get married. I'm a wife. Like, I'm a wife. I start acting like a wife, behaving like a wife. Not to say I was doing anything wild, but just you're carrying that energy of, my husband is going to be coming home. I want to make sure my place is nice and clean. I'm nice and clean and, taking care of myself. I'm doing my inner work, my inner healing, so I'm not triggered by everything. I'm not walking around super insecure in my needy pick-me energy. No, I'm actually just enjoying life and making sure I am taken care of. Like, my body is good. My hormones are good. I'm feeling good in my mood and I'm rested and even if I am a single mom and I have to be in my provider energy, I'm still taking time throughout the day to be aware of practicing just being more in my feminine energy, because I know that that's what's going to be so magnetic to the masculine energy around me. And that's exactly what happened. Like, as soon as I had that clarity and I was really embodied in that, like, I'm getting married, I'm a wife, I wasn't set on a specific person, that's when he came right in. Watching. They're watching is what I want you, and they can feel you, they can sense it.
Because a lot of times, one of the signs that this may not be the one outside of the obvious is also women that continue to want to lead or control. The control is the biggest thing, and a lot of times it's subtle. The control is, right? It's the decision making where you're making a decision, okay, we're going to this restaurant. Okay, this is what time we're doing it. And the man can suggest it, but the woman can go back and forth in a sense of wanting to may not even know they're doing it, but
Yeah,
they're
totally.
making the decision. And the man, how we would feel in that situation is like the trust isn't there. So we start backing up, right? If you don't trust me to make this decision, because I may be making this decision for a reason you don't even know. And you're just like, well, this time, this is when I want to do it. And this is when we're going to do it. Most masculine men will just say, okay, but we'll start taking steps back if that behavior continue, and would probably have a conversation like, okay, this is how I feel about it. And if you want me to lead, I need you to take a step back and trust me in this area. So it's really when you see women that have a lot of control because they've been in situations, right, where they've had to make decisions. They've had to have a sense of control. If you're single, if you have kids, that's what you have to do. But it's taking that step back when you get that man that you see could potentially be a husband and you're at that level of your relationship, you start allowing him to make decisions, right? Your decision may be better in your mind, just trusting him little by little. It could be a restaurant, then it could be like, okay, trusting him around your kids. It's phases and steps to it, but it's really showing him that you're willing to allow him to lead.
So true, honey.
Yeah.
This is probably the biggest area that us women that are former hyper independent, because we're changing that, women, masculine women, right here, I was like the queen of that, in your boss energy, survival mode, especially the single moms, especially if you were raised that way and that's all you've known. It is something that we have to practice, and it's something that I've really worked on in myself, and I am obsessed with helping other women shift out of, because I understand it so deeply and why we're like that and how to get out of it. And it's exactly what he's saying. It's even scripture where it's what's the scripture in Proverbs 31 about, so the heart of her husband safely trusts him, so he has no lack of gain. So what that means is for him to truly be in his masculine energy and lead and all that stuff, his heart, I'm so glad it came from a man saying this and not me, he needs to know that you trust him. And then so now you have a situation where most women have trust issues because of what we've been through. You've been pushed into your masculine energy because of survival mode, but he needs trust. So then how do you do this? This is how you do it, ladies, okay? So you're going to practice starting with subtle, like little tiny things, like what he's saying. The biggest thing is that you're aware when you are being controlling. The reason why we get controlling and like nitpicky and like want to control anything, everything, even if you have the best intentions, it's coming from a place of fear. If you're afraid deep down, you don't deeply trust, that's the energy embodiments, you don't deeply trust the situation or trust him, you're naturally going to be in your masculine and you're going to want to control everything, because that's what you've learned in your nervous system to feel safe. If I control everything, then I get to feel safe. I get to have it done my way. But it's actually repelling him, and it's so subtle, babe. Could be something like, I want to go here, I want it to be at this time, and you're texting him, you're calling. This is if you're married or dating. Your energy is like always coming towards him, like, have you done this? Why'd you do it like this? It needs to be done like this. We need to go here, and you're just like vomiting information and your emotions on him, and you're not leaning back in your energy and allowing him, giving him space to make decisions. Give him space to do it a different way. And trust me, babe, it takes practice. Like, this is something I've been really working on myself. I feel like I've come a really long way, but even still, sometimes I have to catch myself. But I don't do it from a place of judgment. I do it from a place of, I'm so used to, I was a single mom for 4 years. Right? And I've been through a lot of trauma and stuff, so I understand that's where that's coming from, but it's still my responsibility, not his, my responsibility to make sure that I'm not always coming at him trying to control everything. And I'm doing my own inner work, I'm doing my own inner healing, retraining my nervous system to feel calm and safe and know that I can trust him. And babe, even if you don't fully trust his ability, trust the God that's in him. If you're expecting him to fail, if you're expecting him to do it wrong or mess up, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to activate in him, not just him, anybody around you. Versus and this is something I go deep on in my membership, so I won't go too deep here. But when you're embodied in the energy of, you see your man, whether you're single or married, you have a man in your life right now that is capable. that is trustworthy, that does make even better decisions that you
Right.
could make on your own. And he does, and he has everything you need, and he is that provider, protector, man of God type of husband you want. When you practice is holding that energy, not even telling him, you're just practicing holding that energy. That's what you're going to activate in him, or you're going to attract that healthy masculine husband right to you. And the more he feels like he can be trusted, even if he doesn't do things the way you think it needs to happen, but you're just like, you know what, babe, this is perfect. This is great. His masculinity will come up more. It'll be more activated. He's going to want to keep doing things for you.
Right.
As soon as you're in your controlling, he does anything wrong type energy, he is going to totally retract and not want to come towards you or even be activated in his masculine energy at all.
No, I mean, that's on point with it. And it's interesting because as you were talking, and I don't want to give this type of analogy, but I'll just share it anyway. And men are, we're human, we're not animals. But when you think about a dog, right? When a dog does something and you give him a treat.
Totally, babe.
How a dog responds.
Totally.
Right? The dog responds. He'll be there. You can do whatever. That dog just loves you. You don't even have to be the owner, right?
Totally.
The dog loves you, and he'll come back. He'll protect you. He'll do whatever he needs to do because you've shown that appreciation.
Yes.
Right? And it's the same. And without going in too deep into it, it's the same with men.
100%.
Showing the appreciation. Now you get more than what you expected out of the man. Or even what you ask out of the man. That reminds me of the scripture talking about exceeding abundantly, right? More than we can ask or think.
Right.
That's how men function, the masculine functions.
Totally.
Right? Even scripturally, where when you're showing your appreciation, it's like, okay, I'm out. Maybe she wants this. Let me do this for her.
Yes.
Let me get this for her.
Yes.
You stay right there.
Yes.
But it's all because of that treat that you gave the dog.
Yes. Yes. And the treat for the masculine is appreciation and pleasure. I won't get into, all the all the details about this. Men want to turn you on.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about it in that form. I'm talking about from the sense of if he's doing the smallest, this happened today. He made me a sandwich. And he makes the best sandwiches. like since we first started dating, he makes the best sandwiches. And I don't even ask for it. He just makes it. But it's since the beginning, I'm just like, your sandwiches. I'm having an amazing experience for this sandwich. And because I wasn't used to, I wasn't dating before this, where, having a sandwich made for me. So I was so appreciative of that. And ladies, if you can show that level of appreciation for the smallest things, he wants to make you happy. He wants you to be in your pleasure. The masculine wants you to be in your pleasure. But the only way you can be in your pleasure is if you're appreciating even the smallest things that he's doing for you. And babe, that is how you activate that healthy masculine energy, and he's going to want to do everything for you, and he's going to be looking for things to do for you versus you beating him down and trying to control everything like I have to do it myself type energy. So the first one was you're already embodied in wife energy. The second thing is you are not trying to control everything and being super critical. Oh my gosh, this is what I want to talk to you ladies about. It's a very subtle thing that even I had to learn as well, but I really want you to be aware of this as you move throughout the day. And that's how you're treating everybody. So often what happens, women are like, I want a man, I want this type of man, I want this type of man, I want this type of man, all this stuff. But your energy, how you treat everyone else is not in alignment with that. So what I mean is you are super critical or judgmental or looking down at other men, or you're bitter towards other men, or you think a certain type of way towards even other men and even women. And you don't realize that how you treat everybody is the same energy he's getting from you. So if you go around and you're thinking oh, I'm not attracting good men, there's no good men out there, men are like this, men are like that, blah, blah, blah. I can't trust men. I always have to do everything myself. I want a man like this. He needs to have a six-pack and he needs to look like that and he needs to take me here and do all this stuff, this entitlement energy. And you have even, it could be a homeless guy, it says hi, and you're just turning your nose up at everybody. You're embodied in that energy, and that is actually repelling your healthy masculine man away from you. Versus you are walking around as you move around life and you have this love for people. You have this appreciation for life. You have appreciation for people. You're not going around judging people. You're not judging yourself even. You know, walking around like criticizing yourself, judging yourself. And you're not criticizing, judging other people. When you're embodied in this energy, babe, it is so magnetic. You will have multiple people walking up to you just to talk to you. And let alone your husband or your future husband. And that's how you know you're actually embodied in this, because this is something that happens all the time once I shifted into this energy. I mean, he sees it all the time. It could be a kid, it could be a girl, it could be a guy. It doesn't matter, because people are so hungry and attracted to love, right? So if you're walking around with this energy of, even if you're at the grocery store and maybe it's not a guy that you would ever even consider dating, but he smiles at you, or he says hi,
Right.
You're not like, ew. Your energy is not, you're never looking down at anybody. Your energy is always like, smile, like, hi. And then even if, you know, I mean, you don't have to go and, you still want to have healthy boundaries, right? But you can still walk away. But your energy is very much like appreciation versus looking down at people. And for my ladies that are dating, when you are starting to rotationally date, which is something I teach if you really want to date for marriage, there's going to be probably some guys that you're like, I can't see myself marrying this person. But just practicing being that energy of, you know what, I'm going to let him take me for coffee. I'm going to go for a walk with this person. I'll give, you know, have my healthy boundaries, give it an hour, you know, whatever. But you're still practicing that energy of appreciation, even with those types of guys, because those are just signs that your husband is on his way. But if you are like turning your nose up at every single guy that comes near you, or just even girls, period, your husband will never be able to find you, because he just energetically, he will not be attracted to you, because you're just so embodied in that energy. You can't turn it on and off. Who you are with anything is how you are with everything. So practice being in that energy of, you love people, you appreciate people no matter what, and it will be so easy for your husband to find you. And when you are married, it will keep your energy in a really soft place, which is what really activates that healthy masculine energy. It really magnetizes him towards you all the time.
No, I 100% agree with it. And for men, what we do, we're watching, right? We're always looking and watching. So we may watch how you interact with men, women, leadership, if you have a woman that's too friendly. But you also want to see the energy behind how she's talking and how she's interacting with people, right? People that she likes, doesn't like, because you can see a woman, nice looking woman, and she's only talking to a certain type of person. And it's like, well, you know, I don't care what I have going on, how I look. I don't want to be around someone with that type of energy. Where they're only looking at certain people. They're talking to some people nicely, and some people they're just pushing to the side, right? You don't have to have conversations with everyone, but even in turning somebody down, it can be like, okay, no, I'm okay, thanks a lot. Right? It could be simple. You don't have to have a conversation. You can just let them know. You can't control what they do, but at least you can let them know, like, thank you, I appreciate it, but I'm okay. And continue moving, right? So it's really being in that energy of, I'm just enjoying myself, enjoying the day. I'm open to, you know, people feel comfortable coming around me, but they know I have boundaries, but they're comfortable enough to come around me and respectfully speak, but understanding, because how you carry yourself, people see your boundaries. How
That's
you carry
exactly
yourself.
That's exactly it.
So not only should they see it, but then you incorporate those boundaries and continue moving if that's not someone that you want to interact with. But it's all about the energy and your facial expression, right? All of that's a facial expression.
No resting big faces, ladies. It's not hot. I don't care how gorgeous you are, right, babe? It's like, it's not a turn on at all. And it just shows that you're wounded. So real facial expression, you know, smiling, not at the people, but just walking around smiling and just excited and happy and like going about your day and your life. And men pick up on that because we're thinking, okay, how is she around kid? How is she when I'm not around? We're thinking all of this just by looking at you. If you're somebody we want to get to know. Remember, ladies, we're talking about not if a guy is attracted to you. We're talking about if a guy wants to wife you. That's a decision for a man. He's really thinking about that, right? So that's what we're saying is, like, there might be men that will still be attracted to you, even if you have attitude and you might have gotten a lot of attention, having a lot of attitude and like having your nose stuck up at people. And maybe you think that that's normal and healthy, but a man that actually wants to wife you, like wants to spend the rest of his life with you, wants to take care of you and your kids, your guys' kids forever, right? Or stepkids, he is going to be a lot more calculated
Yeah.
in deciding who he wants to spend time with. And if he's seeing you, like if you're just nice to him even, and you're being a, a B to other people,
Yeah.
and you're rude and you're talking about other people all the time, you're constantly criticizing, judging,
Yeah.
and just being rude to other people, he in the back of his mind is thinking like, I might really like this girl, I'm attracted to her,
Right.
but I don't want to be on her bad side.
Yeah.
Right? If he's thinking, I don't want to be on your bad side,
Yeah.
then he's probably not going to want to marry you, babe. And he probably won't even tell you. It'll probably be this subtle thing where you become a placeholder, and he's looking at other options.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head with that. And what we have to remember is men for the most part may not come out and tell you all this stuff that you need to know. That's why it's so important, even in the community, to know this information.
Yes, why we're teaching you this.
Because we as men, we're not given an explanation, right? We may tell you one thing here and there, but most men just stop. They stop talking what happened. Everything was going well.
Yes, I don't get it.
Yeah, so he's separating himself. He's not as available. He's not reaching out as much. And it's these things that he's seeing that he's not attracted to, right? So the communication with the guy and just incorporating these things, incorporating these ways of interacting, these ways of embodying. You incorporate these things, now you're doing everything that the masculine man wants. And it's easier to have conversations to see where you're at, to see how you can, you two can come closer, whatever the case is. But it's incorporating these skills that we're teaching in the community.
Yeah, and ladies, we're not doing this just for men. Like, this is better for you, for you personally. This is better for your hormones. You're always stressed out, trying to control people, criticizing yourself, criticizing others. It has a hormonal effect on your body. And this is, I'm a hormone coach.
That's so true.
This is what I do. Getting women out of that. It's good for your health. You want to lose weight. You're wondering why you're not able to lose the belly weight, or you got digestive issues, you got hormone issues, PCOS, perimenopause, because it's the energy you're embodied in, babe. Our energy, like the hormones and the men and the weight and the money and our reality, is just reflecting our energy. That's what I want you to catch, okay? So the benefit of this is when you start healing and really working on your energy embodiment, which is what I teach my ladies to do, my clients, they get all the benefits at the same time, right? So like the weight falls off, the hormones balance, and they have multiple men that want to marry them now. And they start to look better. They start to look younger. Like, people literally come up to you and like, you look way younger than you actually are. Or people just want to be around you. Opportunities come towards you because you're embodied in totally different energy. You are so magnetic. People are so hungry to be around that healthy, magnetic, feminine energy because it's so rare right now. And you don't need to compete with other women. You don't need to compete with anybody. You don't need to prove anything. It's just really learning how to let go of some of the crap we've been taught and hold on to, those old beliefs. Practice really embodying that healed, calm energy, which usually does require some nervous system re-regulating and healing and stuff like that. But once you're embodying that, babe, like every area of your life improves so much. Everything comes towards you. You're not chasing nothing anymore.
Come on.
So we want to help you guys with this. Right now, we are doing a 30-day magnetic feminine energy embodiment challenge. So it's not about more head knowledge, okay? It's actually shifting your energy. And if you're like, I don't really understand this, that's okay, babe. That was me. I was a boss babe for so long. Now I'm a healed feminine boss babe. I was in survival mode. I come from 4 generations of single parent households. I lost a husband to colon cancer. My kids were 3 to 8 years old right before the pandemic. I had 20 years of hormone issues. And obviously I was single, I was widowed. So I deeply, deeply, deeply understand what it takes for a woman to heal and really start embodying that energy that becomes so magnetic, so potent, that all your desires start coming towards you in a healthy way. And that's what I want to help you do. So we have a 30-day challenge. We'll leave the link below. You can come and you're going to learn from me. You get to learn from Brian, who we're actually living this out. We're a blended family and we're living our best life right now. We want to help you do that. And yeah, so I'll leave the information below. Is there anything else you want to say, honey?
No, I mean, you said it all, but really just getting the man's perspective of these areas and challenges that women, because even as you're getting your body and everything together, for most women, the ultimate goal is to get in a healthy relationship.
Yes, that's what we care about.
Yes. Yes. So really just helping from that angle and being able to bring that masculine energy to understand how we think.
Yes. And the biggest thing that we want you guys to know, whoever's watching this, does not matter if you've been single your whole life, you've been divorced 5 times, you've gone through a loss like me, you know, you're a single mom, whatever it is, or maybe you're 20 and we want to help you prevent some of the stuff that we've had to go through. But you're never too far gone, and things can change instantly, but you have to make that decision right now. You have to start embodying that right now. You're not waiting for him. It's you, babe. Okay? So that's what I want you to leave with. And yeah, we love you.